really busy past few weeks since the last time we talked. When I think about how long we're into this crisis, it's really been less than 2 months, but some days it feels like a whole lifetime. The days fly by, but it seems like the time is just going very slowly in some ways. It's really strange. But our traffic is still down a lot at the airport, so still very strange to go down into the terminals and see nobody. If you go on our social media, we put out a piece last week that shows pictures of the empty airport, and I think a lot of people see that visual and really start to understand what it's like. Our employees, I've got to stop for a second and talk about our employees. They've been so brave. The folks who are reporting for duty here at the airport and continuing to clean and fix and maintain and operate the airport are just absolute heroes in my book. They're showing up in record numbers for work every day and really just doing an excellent job. Overall, I would have to say that I'm feeling very optimistic. We're starting to talk about recovery, and that makes us feel a lot better about what might come. It's going to be slow. It's still not really pretty. But when you start to talk about recovering, it really just starts to make you feel a lot better. The CARES Act has been, like I said before, a real shot in the arm. And last week, we finally found out how much money we're getting at PHL and PNE. PHL will receive about $116 million and PNE about $157,000. Let me put this in perspective, though, and first, let me say how grateful we are for this funding. But to put it in perspective, this $116 million equals about 111 days cash requirement. 111 days. And we are talking to our concession operators, airlines, rental car companies, all of the tenants at the airport, and offering a relief package. Let me tie these two pieces together. We are deferring rent and minimum annual guarantees for all of our tenants for 3 months. We will be receiving zero revenue for that 3-month period. This CARES Act funding is really 3 months of revenue so that we can continue to pay our employees and make debt service in June and pay the operational costs of the airport like utilities. So this really was truly a relief package for the airport so that we were then able to go and offer something back to our concessions, airlines, and other tenants to help them out a little bit as well. Yeah, so what comes next? That's what everybody wants to know these days, is what comes next. What does recovery look like? And we've started to call it the runway to recovery. Just a way for us to think about it and relate it to the aviation community that we're in. I would almost call it a pre-recovery stage, though. Real recovery, we're planning it now, every aspect of it. What does it look like with the airlines? How do we come back slowly? With all of the shifting and changing things throughout this crisis, when are we coming back to work? Are we coming back to work all at once? Are we phasing back in? How do we ensure that everybody stays safe as we go back to normal, or what our new normal is? That's all of the planning that we're doing. So we have a lot of information. We're able to start to put those plans together. We don't have everything, though. So what I thought we would do next is really, you hear enough from me, and I want you to hear from the amazing team that I've had at my side during this crisis. So we're going to start a new video interview series with all of the different leaders at the airport talking about their views on the crisis and how we recover. So think about our podcast. We featured sessions on the Capital Development Program. We talked about air service development. Well, you're going to hear from those experts, not with the way the world was before, but with what it's going to look like, we think, based on what we know today as we recover and come out of this. It's been a real pleasure sharing these updates with you about our PNE and PHL families. And as we get on that runway to recovery, I just want you to know that when you're ready to fly, when the world's ready to fly, we will be ready for you. So please, in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.